Dr. Shabir, our misunderstood verse for today is from chapter 3. It's verse 45. It says, when the angel said, Mary, God gives you good news of the word from him, whose name will be the Messiah, Jesus, son of Mary. He will be highly distinguished in this world and the hereafter and brought near to God. Mm-hmm. So I guess the misunderstood word is Messiah.
Yes.
Is that my understanding?
Yes. There's more than one things to comment upon in this verse, but we'll deal with the term Messiah because this one here is a very important term to our Christian friends. They would behold it such that if anyone confesses that Jesus is the Messiah, which means Christ, then that person is a believer, right? And lo and behold, Muslims confess that Jesus is the Messiah. So what does it mean? Well, the term has been explained by Muslim commentators who looked at the Arabic etymology, and based on that, they tried to explain the term. But I think that that's a misunderstanding. They need to look at the religious context in which this term was used. It was already a term, which would be in Arabic we say mustalah. It's a term with a specific meaning, not the dictionary meaning, right? So the Muslim scholars are looking at the dictionary meaning and they're asking, okay, masaha, this verb would mean like to wipe or to touch. So maybe it means to touch, and Jesus was known to heal people by his touch, by the grace of God and God's permission. So maybe he's called Masih because he had this touch of healing. Some try to trace the etymology to a word which means something like to travel. So they thought that maybe Jesus traveled quite a bit, and that's why he's called Al-Masih. But all of this is like way off the mark here, because there is a religious concept already of somebody called a Messiah. This is known from the Old Testament. It is it's a widely used term. So Messiah.
Do you think it was used in Arabic? Like, do you think Masih, which is what the Quran uses, directly translates to Messiah?
This I have not looked into, what is the Arabic background of this, but I don't see that the Arabic commentators of the Quran trace it that way. They have done what I've just explained. Now, of course, the translators of the Bible into Arabic would definitely use the term Al-Masih, because that's now is the Arabic term for Messiah. But now, what is Messiah? So in the Old Testament, it is mentioned that maybe oil will be poured on a rock. That it is said that the rock is therefore anointed, and the term for anointed is Messiah. So Hamashiach is the anointed one in Hebrew, and from that we get the anglicized pronunciation Messiah, because us English-speaking people, we can't say words like Hamashiach, right? It's too much of a strain. So Messiah, we smooth it off. Now, so we have things which are anointed, which means that they're sort of like consecrated to be used as part of rituals and ceremonies, things to do with God, right? So this is the anointed rock. You might have anointed vestments, which the priest wears. The priest himself might be an anointed one. A judge may be an anointed person when the judge is inaugurated in an office, or a king is placed on his throne. He will be anointed with oil. Maybe they pour oil on his head, or rub oil on his head or on his forehead, and that would be a sign of his inauguration into office. So this person is now said to be, in a way, consecrated, designated for the service of God, or being under God's watchful eye. Now, adding to all of this, there was a concept that there will be in the future a kind of idyllic age where the lions will play with the lambs rather than eat them. And at that time of peace, there will be a reigning king. So people applied the term Hamashiach to that reigning king. He will be God's Messiah. A Persian king is called the God's Messiah. His name is Cyrus, in the 45th chapter of the book of Isaiah, in verse number 1. So why is he called God's Messiah? Because he saved God's people. He brought them out from captivity in Babylon and restored them to Israel. So you see the wide use of the term. So now, this futuristic king eventually came to be thought of as Jesus, at least among the followers of Jesus. They thought that Jesus is that Hamashiach who was to come in the future. And naturally, in the Bible, which in the New Testament portion of the Bible, which is all written in Greek, the term for Hamashiach had to be translated into Greek. So the term is Khristos. And Khristos, it's too difficult for us to pronounce again, so we call it Christ. So Jesus is called the Christ, which means that he is the Messiah, Hamashiach, and at least for Christians. And interestingly enough, the Quran picked up upon that and called Jesus also by this term, the Messiah, corresponding to the original Hebrew term Hamashiach. So that's the long and short of it. So this means that Muslims recognize Jesus by a title which is very dear to our Christian friends, but that recognition only comes if we go past the misunderstanding which the Muslim commentators apply to the verse, and we start to analyze the verse in view of the religious background that was there before the verse came on the scene.
All right, we'll leave it at that. Thank you, Dr. Shabir.
You're welcome.
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Muslim Media Hub, the new home of Let the Quran Speak.
Here we spread positivity and good. We help people experience the beauty of Islam and help them appreciate and understand Muslims.
This beautiful building we purchased at cost $2.3 million.
Yeah, we've already raised a third of that money, and with your help, inshallah, we can pay off the rest.
So we're looking for people who can give $1,000 each. If you can be part of the select group, that's amazing.
Otherwise, just please give whatever you can. Every dollar counts.
It's our collective responsibility to share the message of Islam with our fellow human beings. Please help us continue this good work.
It's a sadaqah jariyah, something that will continue to be a benefit to the Muslim community long after Safiya and I are gone.
Please support our work at muslimmediahub.com.
Your support is zakat eligible and tax deductible.
May Allah bless you and your loved ones today and always. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.